.1 My book. I've got another kind of hobby now, writing. I'm writing a book, but most of the work is in my head. It's all about codes and code breaking and clever detectives from history. I don't want to say any more about it in case anyone takes my idea, e.g. you, Mr. Clark. You never know when you're going to get a sudden burst of inspiration. It could be in the middle of a bike ride, for example. In fact, that's actually what happened to me the other day. So I got talking to Berry Smith and I told her I was going to deliver pizzas on my head on my bike. But Noah had decided against the pizza delivery business because Ollie couldn't make them. I should have guessed she'd find that highly hilarious, but when she'd finished laughing her head off, she suddenly said, "Want to come on a bike ride at the weekend?" I couldn't believe my ears and I said, "Yes," really quickly before she could change her mind. Trouble was, I didn't want to go on a bike ride or she'd see how rubbish I was, so when I got to her house, I said, "Let's just go on a walk." She gave me the maggot look then and told me I could borrow her big brother's 21-gear bike while she rode her own 3-gear one. I started talking about everything I could think of so she'd lose interest in the bike ride. For example, there was a violin case in her living room and she said she used to play violin at her old school and was hoping to start lessons again soon. I quickly said I liked violin too and that my mum was looking for a teacher. Her eyes lit up like she was really pleased we had something in common. She said if I started lessons we could play duets. Then she suddenly said, "Come on, let's get on with the bike ride." It went just as badly as I thought. She got ahead in no time. This is the first excuse I made up for why I couldn't keep up. "Sorry, Berry, I'm not used to posh bikes." Big mistake. She offered to swap. So I was left puffing and panting and feeling like a fossilized dinosaur on her 3-gear bike. When the gap between us had widened to about half a kilometre, she looked back. It looked like she was laughing, so I got off the bike and sat on the grass verge. After a while, she cycled back to me and asked me what I was doing. I'd already planned what to say. My idea had come from Ollie in a way. You see, he's just started karate to help with his coordination. I told Berry I'd got a big martial arts competition coming up and the teacher said I wasn't really supposed to cycle because it uses all the wrong muscles. Berry looked at me like I was growing mould out of my ears and that was when a much better excuse popped into my head. "Okay, this is the real reason," I said, trying to look a bit mysterious. "The thing is, I'm writing a book," I told her, "and I have to concentrate really hard whenever inspiration hits me, and it's just hit me now. So you may as well carry on without me." She rolled her eyes, got back on her bike and pedalled off. She hasn't spoken to me or looked at me since. If only Mr. Clark would ask for volunteers to read out their daily status right now, then Berry would believe it's true I'm writing a book and she might start talking to me again. Otherwise I'll have to wait until the author comes at the end of term before I can read it out, and that's ages.